Hey there, everybody on LinkedIn Live. What's happening? Good to see y'all. We're about to go live on Facebook as well. So happy to have you all with us today. Going to do a little lunchtime learn and blast today, talking about know your role on the team. So glad you're with us today. If you're just joining us on Facebook, glad you're here. Let's go ahead and get rid of that little cool little jam I had going on. My name is Pete Blank. I work here at the Personnel Board of Jefferson County, and we're live on our Personnel Board of Jefferson County Facebook page. We're also live on my personal LinkedIn site. Just want to share, we normally have these things that are called lunchtime learning blasts. We normally just want to pick a topic and share 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes at the most. Maybe you're sitting at your desk having lunch. Maybe you're just, in your car headed somewhere. But we like to provide some learning and training opportunities through social media sites. And so I drew the lowest straw. So that's why today I'm leading this. You'll see on the very bottom, it says, please join the show by commenting on Facebook Live or LinkedIn Live. You can comment. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know your thoughts on any of these. And we'll kind of share it with you. Let me go ahead and get you started. As many of you know, I worked at Disney, Walt Disney World, the Walt Disney Company, many years ago. And working at the Disney University, there was this profile we had at the time called the Team Dimensions Profile. Shout out to my friend Leilani Poland down there in Orlando, who would train us all and get us up to speed on all these Inscape publishings. I don't use it anymore. In total transparency, I'm not even sure if it's available to use. If it is, it's probably online. You can go through a couple of your publishing companies and find out. It's called the Team Dimensions Profile. But I was thinking about it the other day because somebody asked me, different roles on a team and what role do people play? And it got me thinking. We used to talk about this all the time. We used to talk about this. And so it's really a kind of an easy concept. So let me go ahead and throw this up for you just so you know. This was a profile you would take. There was a bunch of questions, and it would tell you what role you play on a team. Well, we're not taking the profile today, but I am going to share the 4 roles with you. Share the 4 roles, tell you how they apply where I work, and how you, whether you're a supervisor, manager, a leader, or maybe you're an employee who doesn't have any supervisory responsibility. Maybe you're just maybe you're an individual contributor and trying to find your way on the team. What role should you play? So let's talk about this a little bit and just give you some ideas and things you might want to think about as you're going through today. So here we go. All right. So here's the 4 roles. The 4 roles are creator, advancer, refiner, and executor. That sounds like the executor, coming in. So creator, advancer, refiner, and executor. It's easy to remember. It also spells the word care, C-A-R-E. So you can always remember it that way. And you can do research on Google on this. You can pull up some of the profile things on the web to understand it. But I'm just going to give you a really quick overview and something I want to talk about in your next team meeting and talk about how this applies. So let's talk about the creators. So this is me. And unfortunately, this is my entire team. I've got a team of 5 direct reports, and I think all of us are creators. And that's step 1. Working in learning and development, that's what we do. We create. So we create new training classes. We create live webinars. We create new OD processes. We're constantly thinking of new things to do. So think about your organization and more, think about what you love to do. Do you love to blue sky meetings? Do you love brainstorming? You might be a creator. If someone says, hey, let's get in a room for, 3 to 4 hours and just talk about all the great things we could do. And you're like, I'm in, that's me. I've got some ideas I want to share. If you're constantly notating and writing down all these things of how the company could be better, or your department could be better, or your organization, you probably fall under the creator. Creators generate the concepts and the ideas. They're good at exploring alternatives. They're good at looking at the big picture from, 30, 40, 50,000 feet. They want freedom from constraint because they've got all these ideas. You can imagine Disney Imagineers all fall into this role on a team. Here's the weakness for this particular role. Because creators enjoy generating ideas, they may move from one idea to the other without stopping to evaluate the consequences. I could fill a book with the amount of ideas of how I've wanted to improve the personnel board of Jefferson County Training Department. We do it every year. I make a list of all the things we could be doing. And then I get reined back in and said, what do we need to do? What do the clients want? What do the agencies want? Kind of bring you back in. So if you're watching live right now, just kind of be thinking, are you a creator? Do you fall under the whole creator pattern? And what does that look like to you? You can go ahead and type in your thoughts. Do you know people on your team who are creators? And do you know if they, add value? Do they like doing stuff like that? Just making sure I'm still streaming here. Okay. Oops, let's turn that audio down. Greg says, yep, we're all creators. All right. So Greg's one of my team members. So then you got the advancer. The advancer is the president of the booster club. Okay. You may not always be able to come up with the idea. You may not always have the best idea, but you know it when you see it. You know it when you hear it. You recognize when an idea from the creator is good. And you recognize when it's bad. You know when you want to, carry the bucket of water and say, I'm going to get behind this. Yeah, I'm not going to get behind that. I'm going to ignore you even mention that. But this, let's do it. There is satisfaction because they've got a sense of purpose in helping to push this initiative through. Okay, I'll go talk to people. I'll share information. I'll type up a flyer. They're the advancer. They just love, helping people buy in to this new idea, whatever it is. Weaknesses for this role, if they're left alone, or working with someone with a strong conceptual approach, the advancer may move ahead to implement concepts that aren't completely thought through. So, there's all these barriers in place and they didn't even think about them, which brings us to the next role, y'all, which is the refiner. The refiner. Got to be careful with this one because I don't want to present it as the cranky person on your team. There's a difference between a refiner and a cranky person. A cranky person will always say, well, that'll never work. Well, this is stupid. Well, why are we going down this path? No one will ever buy into that. That's just cranky. That's just annoying. No one likes that person. A refiner on a team is someone who sits back and goes things like, well, if we do this, how much is it going to cost? And if we take money from this budget, how's it going to come out of this budget? Okay, we already have a training class called this, and now you're making another one that's almost identical. Are they going to cannibalize each other? They're really refined. They're the devil's advocate. They're poking holes in the situation. They're like, are you sure that we can do this? They like to create order from chaos because the creator's just got all the ideas. The creator's got a million ideas. What we should do? We should have an all-day conference. We should host, a 24-hour training conference. Hey, what we should do? So the creator's got all these ideas. The advancers are picking the ones and kind of moving forward. The refiners are going, before we move forward on this, have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? And not that they let the air out of the room, but they're really thinking critically before we go down a path where it's not going to work. Again, their weaknesses, if they're allowed to control the group or the process, they may lead the team toward choosing low-risk ideas, which filter out the ideas that have greater risk, but also greater payoffs. So they may always take the safe route. Okay. Finally, you've got the person that we don't have on our team. So if you want to apply, we need you. It's the executor. The executor. This is, in layman's terms, the way I explain the executor is, don't get me involved in anything else until you're ready for this to roll out. Then I'm your person. I don't want to come to any brainstorming meetings. I don't want to blue sky it. I don't want to poke holes in it. I want you to come to me with what you want done. And then I want you to get out of the way and watch what I can do with this idea. That's the executor. That's the operations side. That's the people objectives, and they're going to implement the ideas and solutions. And they have very little interest in group discussion. They don't want to get together with the group. They want to be methodical, get this done, roll it out, way to go. Okay. However, their weakness is if they work without clear and focused objectives, they may lose sight of the goal and go down the wrong path. So that's not at all what the creator wanted. Yeah, but I got it done. Yeah, but it's not quite the way it should be. So if you're watching live right now, do me a favor, go onto LinkedIn or go onto Facebook comments and just type in real quick, if you're watching live, what role do you think you play right now? On your team, do you feel like you're a creator? Do you feel like you're a advancer? Do you feel like you're a refiner? Or maybe you're the executor? And by the way, we're not going to go into this today, but it could be a hyphen. I'm a creator hyphen refiner. I'm a creator hyphen advancer. I'm a refiner / executor. Kind of play both roles. Or maybe you play what's called the flexor role. And the flexor role, if you were to take the profile, is just, it's the person that can it's the jack of all trades role. I mean, it's the person that can fit into one of these roles. If you've got a team of 5 and you've got 3 creators and, 1 advancer, this person may have to play the role of the executor. This person may have to play the role of the refiner, okay? They contribute as needed to keep the project moving forward. They understand and empathize with, 3 or 4 of these different roles. So their weakness is, unless a well-defined role on the team is assumed, the flexor may be ignored by others who are more powerful in their role. So they may have something to say, but people who are stronger in the other ones kind of are overpowering them in that. So they play all the roles as they go through. And what they call this is the whole Z process, because it's not like Buzz Lightyear. Z, Emperor Z, Zurg. Starts with the creator. Okay, the creator then has an idea, goes to the advancer. The advancer loves it, pushes it forward. The refiner pokes holes in it, asks questions. Are we sure we can do this? And then it's handed off to the executor. A really good team has people in all the roles. A really good team can you imagine having 5 executors? Well, number 1, there's no ideas coming out. And number 2, when there are ideas, everybody has their idea of how they want to do it. They just do it. Or what if you have all refiners? Nothing gets done because you're constantly just, oh, what if we did this? And what if we did that? And how much is it going to, and then you just go, never mind, let's just not do it. Okay. Our struggle where I work right now is all creators. We got the ideas, but eventually someone's got to sit down and deliver. And so we have to flex, and few people play some of those roles. The panic, elation, panic cycle. And because whenever you have an idea, you panic, then you get elated and excited, and then you panic again that no one's going to buy into it. But I love the typical XY axis here, and I'm going to bring this a little bit bigger for us. This is so old, it's a 4:3 slide, not even a 16:9. So that's how long it's been since I've talked about it, but I love it. So the creator has an idea, and then performance is going to go up as time goes on. So they get excited, but then no one's buying into the idea. So they start losing their enthusiasm in it, but get excited because that's where the advancer comes in. So right when it's about to go down, the advancer goes, hold on a second. This is a good idea. I can get behind this. Let me see if I can put it out there. So then they promote it, but then the refiner gets involved, and the refiner, at the bottom is like, now we can't do this. Here's why we can't do it, all this kind of stuff. And they start, killing the idea. Well, then the advancer goes, well, hold on a second. You're being a little too harsh. What if we did this? What if we did that? Let's go ahead and bring the creator back in. So the creator says, the refiner says this. They said, if we tweak it and do this and the budget and this and time, okay. And the refiner goes, yeah, I think we can do that. So the advancer takes it out. And as you can see, the refiner again double checks that one. And at the very end is where the executor goes, are you done? Are you all done with all of your pre-work? Fine. Let me know what you want and I'll make it happen. So again, it's a really simple concept, but I've seen this no matter where I work. I see this in different departments. I see it in different organizations. And I also see it from where I worked in the public sector and the private sector. These roles are very relevant. Okay. Very relevant in what we're trying to accomplish on a daily basis. Of course, I forgot about the flexor again, who's out there just playing whatever role they need to as they go through. Here's a closing thought. And again, I just Googled this and updated the numbers to make sure that these were correct. You could do it yourself. You could do it yourself. The world record for the 400-meter dash, 43 seconds. What if you had 4 people on a relay doing that? Everybody only running 100 meters instead of the full 400. Well, that's 36.8 seconds. You can do stuff better as a team than you can individually, but only if you know your roles, only if you know your roles and what you want to accomplish. So again, the creators, they're going to advancers of the booster club, moving things forward. The refiners are the detail people, the devil's advocate, the questioning, are we sure we want to go down this path? And the executors are the ones who say, I'm going to follow through on getting this thing out there to the masses, with the flexors jumping in where they need to be. Hey, go back and watch this with your team. Use this. I don't know how long it's been. What is it, about 15 minutes? Show it during a morning team meeting. It's going to be kept on our Facebook page. Just follow @Personnel Board of Jefferson County. Use it in a staff meeting, a team meeting. Talk about the roles, see where people are. Do some Google research. Ask about where people fall and all of that. And that's how you end up with this Z process with the Flexor that comes out there. So anyhow, thank you all for watching today's Personnel Board Lunchtime Learning Blast. Thank you for knowing your role on a team. Go out there and build the best team you can. Follow us on Personnel Board of Jefferson County Facebook page, or just follow me on LinkedIn under my name, Pete Blank. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. We'll talk to you later.